you live from TNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Haven Show. Thank you. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram.
You really blew your wad there early with the sound effects.
Just going hard.
Just went all in on them. Guys, my name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. On today's show,
we got a good
Padres can't beat LA. Oh, I just love that so much. Did you feel immense joy?
All the time, whenever that happens,
yeah.
Wait, the last time they swept him, or like
back-to-back series sweeps? It just feels so right. Feels right.
I feel so right. I feel so right because Padres suck tonight. We also got to pull some receipts. This is an all-new segment. It's called Pulling Receipts with BrookeMe3. And Brooke's really looking forward to it. Oh, yeah,
baby.
We got to ask the question, is Max Scherzer the best trade deadline pickup of all time? We'll ask that a little bit later, but you can drop your answers now, or we might read them, we might not. Welcome back, Anthony Crenshaw. Tony Crenshaw in the flesh returns with his golden left elbow, and he's going to try to do a Dodger pitch tonight on the Monday. It's going to sound great for, people listening to the podcast on Tuesday, but
thanks for being here.
We welcome the D-Bags to Dodger Stadium. There's a series preview. We got a whole lot more going on today's show. So you want to hear more of us for some reason, we're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, all your place that podcasts live for free. We live there. Also, do subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. You will be glad you did. And as will Brooke, as will I, especially Doug. Doug loves it.
Man, Puppy Doug, he thrives off of that, guys. He's real big fans of you guys. Don't forget, guys, this is a live stream. We're here in the flesh pre-gaming today. We took pre-game shots. We did our duty. You're welcome. We did it for you guys. We do it for the fans. You're welcome. But yeah, drop into the comments. Let us know where you're at. Let us know where you're up in Dodgers Nation tonight. If you want to talk some trash on some Padres fans, we tend to do that. I think the Padres fans have kind of moved on to football now. I think that's the general consensus.
They don't even have a football team anymore.
No, it's this weird thing that's happening where they're rooting for the Rams now, it seems like, because they hate the Chargers for leaving. It's a real weird thing, dude.
They do not get sports down there, do they?
Dude, I mean, look, if all your teams abandoned you and the only team that you have was supposed to be one of the best teams of all time, and all of a sudden... Just not. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Brian Hatfield over on Facebook checking in says, "Oi fellas, Brian, good to see you." Anthony Keene on Periscope, yo, happy Monday, my dudes. Anthony, I like the consistency every single week. Don Cam, cool tour of DNHQ. Checked out the DNHQ video.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, we uploaded it yesterday on the YouTube. Gary and I did a tour here behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. I was expecting to see a lot more. Hey, that guy's fat. I was like, I've never hit that.
Talking about me?
Yeah. No, Gary, that porker.
Oh, yeah. He's on a diet. Leave him alone.
No, he's not.
Judy, put him on a diet.
Judy, he is on a diet.
On one.
Katie, I'm sorry. Katie has a heart condition, and I had to warn her before playing the loud-ass gun sound.
Oh, yeah, that's why Katie likes Kenley. Or doesn't like when people talk trash on Kenley. Oh. Remember, he had a heart condition. Or has?
Has
his...
And congrats to Kenley and the Jansons. They welcomed baby number 4.
I didn't know where you're going with that. Congrats on the
Congrats on the heart.
That's number 4.
All the warmth.
They have 4 kids?
4, yeah.
I've only seen one. I don't.
I'm
not one of the baseball fans
that
pays
attention
to the players' kids.
There's the one with the legs, and then the one with the legs, and then now there's 2 more with legs.
Some of the kids have ears.
Yeah, arms, all of them. I think they have all of their appendage. But congrats to Kenley. He will be back with the team by Thursday, or is it tomorrow? I think he's back with the team tomorrow. He's seen enough kids.
Philip over on YouTube agrees with our segment that's coming up. He says, yes, Scherzer, best deadline pickup ever. Real easy to say right now. In this moment, real easy to say.
I might not agree with it, though. Scandal. Leslie Taylor, are you...
Foreshadowing.
Leslie Taylor, are you guys the some people Tim Neverett was talking about on Saturday?
Yeah.
Timmy, come Drop a Dodgers Nation shout out, my man.
Look, I don't want fame and fortune, but... I want fortune. That's actually
He's want shout
I don't want fame.
Yeah.
I do want my company to be shouted out, though, because that helps me be
Blue Haven.
You ever notice my fortune is?
We tend to get kind of effed in the A when it comes to some of those mentions. We do things like when we did KTLA, they call us Blue Haven, and the guy completely misunderstood. When we said, like, him and I, when we were doing the show at that time, had been working together for a few months on that podcast that way, but the show was like a year and a half old, or season old.
They've been doing this for 1 week.
They've been doing this for 2 weeks or something. Anyways, you had to be around back then. We've been doing this for a while. Anyways.
I was in the other office.
Yeah, DNHQ 2, which we might see again in the near future. Bob Nightingale says this is the best Giants podcast on the internet, and you can't help but agree.
They're right, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Anthony Keene, I think you already shouted out Anthony Keene in the stream. Brian Hatfield in the stream. I got to get some love in there as well. Carnivorous Lunar Activity says, what's up, guys? Go Dodgers. You're in the right spot for that. 321 Florida's Space Coast. Deborah Young in the stream. We got Isaac watching from Big Bear 909. Yeah, a lot of folks in here. Dong asks, do y'all have Mr. Groves for science at South Pass High School? I did not go to South Pass High School. I don't believe in high school.
I'm not from here.
High school
that's
is
all I got to say about that.
High school is
for fools.
Yes, it's fake. A goat says Belly is back. Agree? Disagree?
No, he's not back. Austin Lambert
Back
on
in the
YouTube
lineup.
brings up a good point. He says, "I hope Tatis and Machado come up big tonight." It's a real weird situation to be rooting so heavily against a team that you despise so much, and then on a dime the next day be like, "The Padres have to beat the Giants. Please, just beat the Giants, cowards." Real weird situation to be in. I can't watch it because
It really is.
it'll hurt me, but I have to root for the Padres. I mean, you have to. I hate
You have no
I hate
choice.
baseball.
I don't want no damn fake wild card or whatever they called it. A sailed loner in the stream says, yo, a sailed loner. Always good to see your name. Oscar loves the Kershaw beer. I do enjoy the Kershaw beer. I've thought about putting this in the fridge and drinking it, but
Don't do that.
it's decorative.
When he retires, that'll be a $3 beer. I don't know. They're pretty expensive for a 4-pack. I remember that.
Yeah.
Craft.
Yeah.
They're
One
craft.
of those type of brew doggies. All right, let's get into it. I call them, there's so many ways to go with it. There's San Diego Pobres.
Oh, Los Pobres.
Yeah. Turns out, again, the Padres can't beat L.A. The Dodgers sweep Diego. How fun was this weekend?
Look, there's a lot of things that were fun about it. You can look at it a lot of different ways. There was no competition, first of all. You got shot out twice in the series. You almost had a perfect game thrown against you. What else? Tatis, good job, guys. You got Fernando. He's doing Fernando things. He's hitting really well at Dodger Stadium, mocking fans and then losing that same game. It always plays up real well when you mock fans and then dip. Love that so much. So for them to come in after a series sweep against the Padres, only to sweep the Padres again, after all the trash talking that there was coming into the series, somehow from Padres fans, it was like a last-ditch effort for Padres fans who feel like they've given up on a lot of things. Felt good. Felt really good. They did it in a lot of different ways. They did a lot of little things right. They obviously have really good starts from Julio. You got a really good start from Walker. The bounce-back start from Walker, I think, was the biggest
Pretty
thing for
clutch.
me. That was the biggest thing for me. Obviously, he gives up the dong, but for him to come back, what did he give, 6 runs against San Francisco in 3 innings or something like that? He got tagged pretty hard. So for him to come back, have that good outing, kind of rebound in the way that he needed to, it's very promising. I wasn't one of the people that are like, that 6-run outing ruined his Cy Young chances. I didn't feel one outing should justify that at all. But
Some folks
Sunday,
are like that.
Sunday, oh man, Sunday was just the perfect way to cap off the series, wasn't it? I mean, you had Scherzer going. He's going for 3,000 strikeouts. On top of that, you also just have a very good game altogether in terms of putting together manufacturing runs, finding ways, getting things done. But, I mean, all the focus was on Max Scherzer on Sunday. Like,
Hall of Fame dominance. You couldn't put together like a better I wouldn't say it's not a legacy defining, but it's a career moment. Obviously became the 19th pitcher in baseball history, and it's a pretty long time. 19th pitcher to record 3,000 strikeouts, only the 7th ever to have won 3 Cy Youngs, and counting. Throws in his 3rd ever immaculate inning. Just, it couldn't have been too much better. If you could draw it up slightly better, he would have struck out Manny Machado for 3,000. Yeah, that just would have been so delicious.
I would have been okay with Trent Grisham as well, personally.
Yeah, because like
I have a vendetta against him. I hate that man so much.
Somewhere down the line, we're gonna 3-4 years from now, we're gonna be like, who's Trent Grisham?
That's a good point. Yeah, I will remember him as the guy who missed the ball in the wild card game against the Nationals. That's what I'll remember.
Manny Machado is a guy that we will forever remember because we'll always see him go down on one knee for Chris Sale in the 2018 World Series. But again, Hall of Fame dominance out of Max Scherzer. He tips his cap. We see his lovely scalp. Wonderful man. Dodgers have won 6 straight and 9 of 16 against the Padres this year. Notably, the Dodgers are 3-0 in the return of the Matt era. Matt Beatty just being a difference maker, adding a sweep to his ledger. He's
Clubhouse culture, man.
Yeah, okay, sure, he's 0 for 2 or whatever, but he
has like 2 strikeouts and 2 at-bats.
Yeah, because he's not playing, but still, he's just that important to everything. He's the glue. They call him glue.
They rub the bald head before the game.
Yeah, rub the bald head of the hitman.
Yep.
You get some dongs, you get some knocks, but
I think we just started a rumor.
Think about this, though. After all that noise, after all the chatter, after all the hubris, and we acknowledge we're being pretty hubrisy here with this opening and this setup and this upcoming segment. All the chatter, all the noise, all the hubris, and obvious inexperience of a Padre fan base, of a Padre team, of a Padre media contingent that follows them and reports on them every day. Padres fans and everybody alike are suddenly very, very quiet.
Yeah, it's almost like they gave up on their team or something like that.
Ooh, oh, wait. I have a button for that.
It feels like that, you know? It's almost like they're fair weather fans.
Oh.
I would say. Interesting how that's worked out. In a place where there's good weather, by the way.
Isn't that like one of the things they have going for them is like weather or something?
You know, you don't have good sports teams, but at least you got good weather down there. San Diego's nice. It's a good city. Your people kind of suck.
So with that in mind, we do miss our Padres fans, friends. There, some over the season that have popped into the stream, and even into last season, through the off season. We miss you guys, and we wanted to give you a platform, the best way we knew how, by putting some liquor inside of Brooks' gullet, and then giving him a segment that we are calling "Pulling Receipts with Brook Me 3." So I'm going to let you lead this as much as you can. Where do you want to open? We have a couple of tweets loaded up.
Bring up my man Zach. You know what? You guys might recognize him if you're on Twitter. He goes by Zach Mann because I think that's what his name is. I'm not quite sure. He's real famous for telling the Dodgers that the Padres are coming for that ass. He makes videos in his parents' basement, I assume. I'm not really sure where he's doing them. And he wears very lame, cheap sunglasses. He's just overall a lame human being. But you know what? I said it before. I'll say it again. Just like Eminem, I had to give you a career so I could ruin it for you, Zach. I built you, Zach, and now I'm going to tear your ass down. Zach, before the series, says Dodgers are next. Padres have this good series going before him, says Dodgers are next. And I said bookmarked because 100% you are not winning this series. Zero doubt in my mind. You got Walker, you got Julio, you got Scherzer lined up. No chance you're winning this series. And I said series sweep. Why don't you ever listen to me? No one ever listens to me.
Yeah.
Zach says we're coming for you next, man. What happened? Dodgers are next. Like next to sweep us? Is that what he meant?
I would assume that's what he was going for.
Zach, I'm giddy, baby.
I mean, you think of all the delicious things. Maybe the Dodgers were next to beat Chris Paddock.
Oh, that was another really good part of it. I didn't even think of that. I got to see Chris Paddock pitch against the Dodgers. And you know what? To be fair, did not get tagged nearly as much as he should have because he left hella pitches over the heart of the plate. Hella pitches. He also got a lot of really bad calls in his favor, which is, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna make excuses. The Dodgers did not hit him like they should. His fastball velocity is way down, by the way. He just kind of looks like garbage altogether. But leaves runners on base, gives up a dong to Mookie on the first pitch, and they all get charged, or 2 of them get charged to Chris Paddock. It's really poetic, if you will. But diving into some more bookmarks from this weekend. I'm going to read them off to you because they're very good. I like them. I had to dig for these. I had a couple people sending to them. Jeremy over on the Twitter. I don't even know.
The Twitter.
This is the Twitter. He says, the bright side. This is from Friday night.
Friday night.
Getting shut out twice in a row isn't likely, generally speaking. And you know what? Jeremy was right. They didn't get shut out twice in a row. The next day they got shut out. So they got shut out twice over the weekend. Congratulations, Jeremy. You are Nostradamus.
He was close. He was not inaccurate. So, just saying.
This one on Saturday. During the game, Noel says, thank God we have Manny and Nando. You know what? Thank God, because what else would you be excited for if you didn't have 2 players that can kind of perform against the Dodgers? Kind of. You know what? Manny had 2 hits on Saturday.
No, I think they each dropped 3 hits.
On Saturday.
Still
lost.
Still lost
the game.
Because there was like 3 combined hits for the rest of the team. Which, if you're looking to win sports ball games, doesn't quite work. It's not enough.
Thank God we have Manny and Nando, because otherwise we would have dropped 3 games. Funny how that works out.
Oh man,
I'm getting real. I mean, look, I'm a big Fernando fan. Like I have been. I think he's good for baseball. He kind of bugged me this series kind of bugged me a lot.
Well, I mean, wasn't he like, yeah, we're gonna win, we're gonna get shut out twice? That's what he did, right? He was like showing the fans we're gonna get shut out twice.
Exactly. That brings up my next tweet from Mr.
Also,
AJ.
he looked really bad in right field.
Oh, he's not a good outfielder, no.
Yeah.
He says, important that everyone always knows how many outs there are, including the Dodgers fans in the right field pavilion. Remember from Friday night. Friday night. Nando turns around and points to the crowd and goes, two outs, and then loses 2 games and then 3 games and doesn't perform that well other than that night on Saturday night.
He hits well. He hits well at Dodger Stadium.
It just made for a great meme template because now it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, dude, you just set yourself up for that, man. You knew that the cameras were going to be on you. You knew that people were going to be talking about it, and then you got swept. Back-to-back sweeps, by the way. This one over from a different Zach. Apparently, Zach runs in the dumbass family. Musgrove shoves, Tatis dongs, Padres win. This is a prediction from before the series on Friday. Zach, you know what? Musgrove, he did his thing. Congrats to him. Tatis did not dong that day. Padres did not win that day.
See, I would argue that for one to shove, I feel like they need to win or their team needs to win.
You can't shove without good things.
So I would, he went 2 for 3.
Way to go, Zach. Real proud of you there, Chief. You really killed it on that one.
Lost the big one, though.
Back to Mr. Zach Mann, my favorite human being on earth. Oh, man. This tweet broke the internet because it was the stupidest thing I have ever read in my entire life. And there was just no way. Like, what do you even argue against here? What do you even say?
We get a lot of those out of the Padre fan base.
All caps locks. Hosmer breaks it up. LMAO. You broke up the perfect game. Yeah, good job, Zach. You were down, I think, 6 runs at that point.
He was also strikeout number 3,000, so,
Look, Zach, all I'm saying is you should really shut up and just watch the Rams or whatever team you're rooting for now. I don't know, man. He doesn't respond to me ever. It makes me really sad.
Yeah, that's my
weakness.
That's his weakness right there.
If I want to start trash talking you and you won't talk back to me, it just makes me real sad. Mr. Kevin Acey, I don't know what Kevin does. What's he famous for?
He's a beat writer. I think MLB.
Yeah,
or
he's real big.
San Diego Tribune or something.
Real big on trash on the Dodgers. That's kind of what he's built.
And he goes for the fan base.
And the fan base specifically.
Yeah.
Real big on that. That's what he's built his brand on. Most Padres, writers, media personalities, things like that, they build their entire career about hating the Dodgers, and that's the only way they can get popular. And I understand it because we're the better team, we're the better franchise, we're the better fan base. It is what we do. We're number one. Eat a butt. Kevin said, after all Max Scherzer has done for the Dodgers all these weeks, this is how LA fans show up to see him go for 3,000 strikeouts. And he shows the crowd, and you guys are familiar with first inning at Dodger Stadium. You're more than familiar with how the turnout is initially. It takes a little while for people to trickle in. Dodger Stadium parking still has not gotten it all together, despite a full season now of parking people.
This was prior to first pitch. It's on its way. Max hasn't even thrown his first pitch of the game. He's doing his warm-ups, and there was still, maybe 40% of the people in the seats or whatever. I don't know. But again, it was a hot day on a Sunday. And, there's traffic. There's people not wanting to explore the real world because of the Rona. And he still got swept. So,
look, man, when you got nothing going for you, when you're a writer, it's not really going to help your brand to just speak negatively of your own team, despite how terribly they're playing. Awful baseball from the Padres. So you got to just trash onto their fan bases. That's how you do it. Go ahead and throw that last one up there because this is just sums it up.
Hold on.
This just adds everything. This tells you everything you need to know about the Padres season. I don't know this guy's name, but apparently his username is Padres should hire an exorcist, which I think, that's not a bad plan there. The Padres are cursed, end this season already, and I really think that just nicely wraps up where this San Diego franchise is at right now. Just end the season. We got to wrap it up. We're not doing anything. We're hot garbage right now. This is garbage. I don't want to keep watching this. And to be fair, if I were a Padres fan right now, I would not want to watch this team.
Mind you, the Padres are still the second wild card team right now.
They are still the second wild card team, and their fans are ready to quit on them, which really just tells you, they harped on us because, Dodgers fans have never struggled. They've never understood that what it's like to have a bad team. And I would argue that we have struggled for a very long time.
We complain even when the Dodgers are 7-4. That's what we do, but also we expect more. And we complain and we stay and Dodger fans don't quit. We can complain a lot. If you guys have ever been on a Facebook forum, you know Dodgers fans can complain a whole lot, but they're still there. They haven't quit by September with their team still firmly entrenched in a postseason hunt, even though as of right now, I think if they lose to the Giants today, they're officially mathematically eliminated from the NL West.
That's awesome.
Isn't that delicious?
It is awesome.
That's what you want. That gives you warmth in your blackened soul.
Remember how they were supposed to be number one-ish in the whole league, by the way.
You remember all the media, all the how hard MLB went on it about them being the best, and they went and got all these guys. And granted, they've had their injury issues, as has every team in 2021 coming off of the shortened 2020 season. The Dodgers have had just about as many injury issues as any team, if not more. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I didn't ask for everybody's boo-boos. But you got to stick with it. You got to build better depth, and you can't trade away all of your younger players to get these dudes to try to win and expect them all to gel immediately. It just doesn't work like that.
All of that to say, congratulations to the San Diego Padres. We're proud of you. You made it this far. Participation trophy coming your way at any point now. Mickey Mouse participation trophy coming to you. We appreciate you guys. Makes me so happy. Makes this cold, dead heart beat slightly for a second.
Just for that one. That's all you need.
Second.
That's enough blood flow. That's enough oil. That's enough lubrication of human body.
Stop lubricating me.
With all that said, people thought we got in an argument last week about our differences of opinion on where the Dodgers will finish up the season. And one weekend later, the Dodgers are no closer to first place.
They're no further.
They are no further. I will give you that.
Cheersies.
Drink that as well. They are no further. However, you're running out of time. Was it 18 games left as of prior to first Tony Kershaw pitch on Monday? First off, thanks trash-ass Cubbies. How much more useless could the Chicago Cubs have been this last weekend? The answer is not that much more, unless they were also going out and losing and massaging their players on the field to make sure they felt okay.
But good news is Chris Bryant cried.
He did cry.
There's that.
That's one thing I've learned. White people love to cry. White people in Jordan.
Mostly I like dog commercials.
For just 28 cents a day. Well, the DMCA. Run DMCA or whatever. So are you still feeling as confident as you were, as Drunk Brook was last Thursday?
I'm still feeling that the Dodgers take the NL West. I had said 2 weeks ago that they would take it by 4 games.
The Giants are just... There's something, man. Something in the water up there in the Bay Area. It's probably a bunch of ash.
I still think they completely flip-flop it, turn it around, and win the division. Still think they do. I still am very confident in that. I have not wavered in that belief yet. Nothing has told me to waver in that belief yet. I feel like all the pieces are coming together at the right time for the Dodgers. Again, a lot of it relies on the Giants. A lot of it does. Yeah. The Dodgers have done everything that they can to keep pace right now.
All of it kind of relies on the Giants. Because they need to lose, and the Dodgers need to remember to win when they lose. And the Dodgers have struggled against bad teams or playing a bad team. However, the Dodgers have done well against the Diamondbacks all season long.
If we went to a game 163 again,
I guess I would watch it.
I feel good. I'm honestly in a game 163 against the Giants. I feel good about that. I don't feel as good about a wild card game somehow.
Giants notes again, really, really good. Far anxiety is a deity, but also they sold their soul to continue to somehow win despite a lack of really, really quality talent. They have dudes getting more than the most out of their potential. It's weird. It shouldn't have kept happening, but it's going to keep happening. They clearly sold their soul for this season. It just happened. So now we are in, like we have already alluded to, we are in this awful, awkward, horrible, uncomfortable, worst position you want to be in. It's time to root for the Padres. How many more times do they play each other this year? Like 9?
Like 9 more times, yeah.
And they have a 4-game series this week. massively important series for the Padres in a number of ways because they need to win to stay in front or even still tied with the Reds for that second wild card spot. Giants and Dodgers, however it shakes out, guaranteed to at least play one postseason game. If we call the wild card a postseason, ask me in 2 weeks whether or not I consider it the postseason. Giants are fighting to stay on top because they know that's a lot more important to have a little bit of length in a series over the one game playoff because they don't have a guarantee. Kevin Gausman is not the same guy he was in the first half of the season. I feel as a Padre fan, I would feel a lot better throwing any of my 4 dudes at them for one game over theirs. If Blake Snell comes back from his sprained weenie, as I saw online, which really sucked to see happen yesterday because you want to see a better matchup, even though it was already a great matchup having Max go up against the entire Padre lineup. But you got him, you got a healthy-ish Yu Darvish, you got Joe Musgrove. You can throw those bodies at – is Alex Wood still alive? Has anybody checked on him? I don't know.
I'm not too sure about that.
Thoughts and prayers out. Freedoms and liberties out to Alex Wood. But they got Cueto, who's sneaky. They got Gausman, who's still okay. And Desclafani, who has a right arm. Technically. So there's a lot of weird, what am I looking for? Wild card matchups happening right now because Dodgers play the Reds this weekend. The Reds need to win to keep up with or surpass the Padres. The Padres need to beat the Giants to stay alive in the – because how embarrassing would it be to talk that much and completely miss any sort of postseason spot? That would be –
tasty.
I mean, tasty for us, absolutely. But it would be quite rough. The Reds face off, by the way, against they have 3 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, I like to call them, starting Tuesday. A lot of very, very...
If you look at the Padres schedule, it does not look good for them.
Terrible.
It really does not look good for them. They got a lot of... They had obviously the Giants, obviously the Dodgers games. The Reds have a little bit of an easier schedule. It does not look good for the Padres. There's a good chance they miss the playoffs. Like a real good chance.
I would bet money on them missing it more than not.
If I had an even bet one way or the other, I would definitely take the bet for them to miss the playoffs at this point. Carnivorous Lunar Activity says, you got to give Corey Knebel some love because you see him get missed on the Sunday Night Football broadcast. They're like, look at these 2 Dodgers players, and Corey Knebel sitting off to the side with his beer like, hi.
I mean, he
doesn't look like a baseball player.
He's so very nondescript. He could be like, oh yeah, that must be one of Justin Turner's old friends from high school.
He looks like every person I've ever seen in the Midwest ever.
So over the weekend on our Twitter and I think on our Instagram, definitely on Twitter, DMac_LA posted a wonderful video for Grandparents' Day of all the Dodgers players old faced up, and the one I saw like in the comments was who's at the 30-second mark? It's Corey Knebel.
Who's that guy?
So
he was also wearing a Rams jersey, which I feel like when athletes go to games, they don't wear jerseys a lot of times.
Yeah, they're
usually just dressed up.
Maybe he's a Rams fan then.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
Or they're like, hey, you gentlemen, would you like some Rams gear? And they're like, no.
And Corey's like, right on.
It's like, Corey's like, do you guys have any good players? And they're like, no, sir.
They're not going to like that. They just won.
Yeah, but go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Oh, he's an Eagles fan.
I'm an Eagles fan. That's
fly,
right.
Eagles fly.
Yeah.
Over here. I don't care about football.
The Eagles, hey, they won't get shut out this year. I'm just saying.
Saints too.
Welcome to Eagles Talk. Go Birds. We're going to do that. Anyways, all right. It was a lovely waste of time. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us through that. Anthony said he totally looked like a random fan.
You look at the replay, he looks like just some fan who happens to be sitting next to Justin Turner. It does look like that.
Pretty
to
much.
Be fair, yeah.
Or just they just threw another dude in the suite.
Roach says, "Don't disrespect my Rams." You know what I don't like about the Rams? They call it Ramley.
Oof.
Like family, but Ramley. I hate that so much. That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. That's all I got to say about the Rams. Also, they cheated the Saints, so that's I'll never forget.
So, if the Rams won a football's game and they went to Olive Garden, is it when you're here, you're Ramley?
You're here, you're Ramley. Yeah. Did you know that Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw were childhood friends? I'm so tired of hearing that stupid.
All of them are very tired. Moving on. Lots of distractions, a lot of fun stuff. We got to speed it up. We got a baseball game to get to.
I don't even work here.
Well, I wasn't going to be the one to tell you, but one final bit of stuff over the weekend. We got to go back a bit, and I don't think we've given Max Scherzer enough love in this episode of the Blue Haven Show. But Max Scherzer, my God, like 8 innings, 1 fake hit, no runs, 9 Ks, no walks, player of the week, 16 innings pitched, 7 hits, no earned runs, one run allowed, 22 Ks, no walks. With the Dodgers, 6-0. Dodgers are 8-0 in his starts. .88 ERA. He's only given up 5 earned runs in 51 innings pitched. 72 Ks, 5 walks. Has there ever been a better trade deadline acquisition for LA or in all of baseball than what we're seeing out of Maxwell M. Scherzer? Because nobody knows what the middle name is, by the way. Really? I saw somebody say the M stands for mother effer.
Oh,
so I really like that one.
I haven't seen that like intense, when he starts cussing on the mound.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen
really
that yet. I'm so excited.
He hasn't had to. He's
God, when he's just like pissed off. He's like barking at himself.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that.
Seriously though, and everybody in the stream, please do participate in this. Yes,
Paddock went on the IL.
They broke his feelings.
I couldn't help that. But I'm sure everyone will have something interesting to say about this because trade deadline acquisitions are always a big topic. We talk about a lot of the big ones over the last couple of years. I think in recent history, you can argue a lot of different things, I feel like. But I feel like, in my opinion, the Scherzer trade is it just put us over the top. Like, I don't know where we'd be, considering where we were with our starting pitching, considering who we had available to us. It's just the impact that it made was ridiculous. Even if he had half of the success that he's had with us right now, I think it would still probably be one of the best. But he's just been insane.
By need, absolutely. You can't argue that anybody was better for a team than what we're seeing out of Max Scherzer. Mm-hmm. I would say better the team by need at the time. By production, you could argue Manny would, because Manny Ramirez was pretty friggin' redonkulous in 2008. What he did, before he got caught for doing lady testosterone or whatever the hell it was. He was trying to get pregnant. So I'm gonna get you pregnant.
Don Kim says Pau Gasol. I mean, wrong sport, but yeah, I understand.
No, Marc Gasol. Let's go.
Marc Gasol. Oh God. Rest in peace.
Because Manny played every day, which you always feel like you're going to give the edge to
people who play every day.
The player who actually plays every single game. But what he hit, like 19 home runs in 60 games, less games.
Considering that he hit the deadline in 2008 and just showed up and just 17 home runs. Crushed, dude. Absolutely crushed. I mean,
396.
Put up a 221 OPS plus in his 50-something games, 53 games during 2008. He just was out of control. I mean, he was, roided probably, but he was out of control.
It was only lady hormones or something like that.
So yeah, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. That's a good one. You think about, I feel like I kind of have to feel out where the season goes first to make that judgment call. Would you agree with that?
Well, he did take a young, inexperienced team. He did help lead them to the NLCS 2 years in a row, in a way. Roach says the best deadline acquisition was Jed Jerko. You remember? You guys remember Jed Jerko? No, nobody. No.
Wow,
Anybody?
Jed Jerko and
Anybody?
Nick Punto mentioned in back-to-back comments. That's life.
It's Nick Pinto.
Shredder.
So it's Pinto.
Pinto Bean. Nick Pinto Bean.
53 games for Manny Ramirez in that 2008 season. As a 36-year-old, they go and get Max Scherzer this year is a 37-year-old. Sure, phenomenal. What he's doing is incredible. You could argue that this team would have found a way to still win even without him because he is only pitching every 5th day. However, the importance of that every 5th or 6th day cannot be overstated for sure. Or understated? It cannot be stated. Just state it.
You just can't state it at all.
Now, the sneaky one, not as good, but I would argue a third place is Hanley Ramirez because what Hanley did was pretty solid. What he did the second year was incredible in 2013. But 2012 comes over, hits 10 dongs, 270. He gets on base a bunch. He just solidifies a really, really terrible team without an identity that was still transitioning out of the McCourt era and into the money grubbing Guggenheim era, and change the path of a lot of things. And we should still be mad at Joe Kelly for breaking his rib in 2013.
I've never not been mad about anything ever. So I still let him bring us a good point. It's not just the Max Scherzer trade either. I mean, Trea Turner has honestly been like a savior of the offense at times when it's mattered the most. Like when we've stalled out completely, Trea's still gotten on base and made something happen. So that's a very underrated part of the trade. Also, the fact that it plays into our future for so long. I've said that Trea Turner's being added to that trade is a franchise-altering trade, and it is. 100% it is. It definitely changes the path that we're on. Would love to see what that dude's going to do in the playoffs. Both of those guys, actually. Very excited to see how those dudes impact the playoffs. I would predict if we go to the World Series that one of those dudes will end up the World Series MVP.
Who gets more hits in the postseason? Is it going to be Max or is it going to be Trea?
I think Max Scherzer will have a postseason hit. I'm going to just throw that out there. I believe he will have a postseason hit.
Somebody write it down. That's prediction season.
We're never going to look back at this. I'm never going to see it again.
Roach says Trea Turner is boring, though. Is that one kid?
Yeah, that was a terrible take. He's unpopular opinion. I was like, there's a reason why it's unpopular, but whatever. Yeah, you can have an opinion.
Yeah, he was like fine for a little bit, and then he just like went to the dark side, and
that's how you get followers.
Thank God for the mute button.
You just say dumb stuff to get followers, and they follow you.
Is that one podcast still around?
That's why Zach Man does that.
Zach Man
built your career, boy. I'm gonna tear your ass down.
Isn't he like 15?
Zach?
I don't know.
I think he's an adult. I hope. I don't want to beat up a kid.
What adult records videos in their mother's like upstairs bathroom? Bless her. Moving on.
I'm going to hell.
We already knew that.
Yeah.
Finally, as we wrap up, and I apparently got to start drinking my beer, the Dodgers welcome the Diamondbacks to Dodger Stadium. I believe one last time, mercifully, in 2021. The Lonely Diamondbacks come to LA for 3. Dodgers are 11-2 against Arizona in 2021. So it is kind of with everything and how important this week is for so many teams, namely four teams. You just really have to think something bad is going to happen this week.
I think a lot of bad things are going to happen all the time. That's just my mindset, though. I'm not very positive. He's supposed to go 4.
We're not there yet.
I know.
Matchups.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at it, if you guys are going to the game tonight, by the way, there is a giveaway that I did not know was happening until today.
You didn't know that was happening?
I had no idea.
Wow, it's like you haven't even read DodgersNation.com.
I don't read anything that's ever been written in the history of being written. Like, go get your Tommy bobbleheads. Go get there early, except don't get there before us because we need ours because we have to put it right there.
Yeah.
That one.
We want head. Right there. Bobblehead. Give us bobblehead.
Don't put them in a Nukem spot.
Yeah, we got to figure that one out, huh? Anyways, we got some good, some solid matchups because there's Dodgers on the bumps, but
we'll take Bellinger down.
Sorry, I got sidetracked by a great AJ quote. AJ on the guitar in the stream saying, "Enjoy your 60 games with him."
Carabas. Jared,
you legend.
B word. Sorry, Lucas. What were we talking about?
Like bumbling fool?
You buffoon.
You buffoon. Clayton Kershaw. Anthony Crenshaw comes off of the injured list for the first time in 1,000 years, and he's going to face Zach Gallen, who I guess still pitching in baseball.
Zach Galifianakis? Yeah, he's up next.
Tony Gonsolin, our friend, pitches tomorrow. He starts against Luke. Is it Luke Weaver? It's not Jared. Not Jeff or Jared Weaver. Julio goes on the bump on Wednesday, and then there's an off day where I'm guessing we'll be back. Try to do something. I don't know. We should probably do a Thursday show.
You guys want to drink on Thursday?
Well, I mean, I didn't incorporate a Throwback Thursday segment, so
we'll be here drinking on Thursday probably.
Hey, hashtag sponsors. Julio goes on Wednesday. It's an off day, and then the Dodgers go to Cincinnati for 3. But the important thing is welcome back, Tony Crenshaw. Kershaw's back. And you got to feel good. You got to feel excited. But we know he's going maybe 4 innings. They're hoping for more. I'm seeing Ari saying he's going to go 5 innings, no runs, 6 Ks. That would be phenomenal against a really bad team. Don't think it's going to happen. But I don't imagine Dave pushing Kersh that much because that's just not Dave's style. And it's an elbow thing, first time that's ever happened.
I will say because of that, the fact that it is the first time, that was the only thing where I was like, oh yeah, you might be onto something there. Maybe you won't try to push it, but it's also Clayton.
This is true. It is.
I really hope they give him like a 10-run lead and then they just take him out. Honestly,
what are you looking for? What are we looking for out of Kershaw tonight, and really in the next few weeks? Because there's a lot to be learned with Clayton.
Number one is apparently he's going to throw that changeup. I'm still waiting to see it. We've been. Well, when's the last time that we actually saw it? I don't know when we actually saw it. It doesn't happen often.
The Hanka commercial.
Hanka commercial, yeah. When he says, "Here, kid, catch." He's been working on that changeup for 10 years now. Always during spring training. Always looks good, and then never really comes into the season. But apparently, because of changes and arm strain and things like that, he doesn't have to hold it as tight, et cetera, et cetera. It all sounds like a bunch of lies to me. Sticky is the real reason. Apparently, he's been working on it more and more, and it's developed it. I don't know how you develop a pitch in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever the hell he's doing, but apparently he did. That's one thing that I will watch out for, because if he starts throwing a changeup this late in his career, and he can be that guy that just suddenly learns new pitches, and he's going to have to, by the way. He's going to have to change something. That'll be pretty cool to see. Mostly just want to see him attack the zone. That's all I really care about at this point. I don't think his stuff's going to be super sharp or crisp or anything like that. I think his slider, as always, everything depends on how his slider's going. Diamondbacks are one of those teams that just find a way to get to him sometimes, and that really pisses me off a lot. Even when they're very, very, very bad, they just find ways to get to Kershaw.
I'm saying,
don't love that.
You have to think something bad's going to happen. Like all of a sudden the Diamondbacks pull like 2 wins out of this series, and all hell will break loose.
Zach Gallen's a bad matchup for the Dodgers. 100% a bad matchup for the Dodgers.
I mean, there's a lot of pitchers that are bad.
Every pitcher's a bad matchup for the Dodgers.
It just depends on the night, like whether or not they had their Wheaties. Maybe Corey and JT got too drunk at the Rams game last night.
Ramily.
You got to assume that Corey Knebel will be fine, because I don't think anybody bought him a beer. Oh. They're like, "Excuse me, sir, I'd like to see the big leaguers."
It's like, "You want an autograph?" And he's like, "Yeah, from them." Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you get me an autograph? Thanks. Yeah, have Corey sign it. No, not who's this? Corey? No, what's a
Corey?
Because you see, they're both Corey.
They're both Corey.
Yeah. Corey. JT flanked by a couple of Coreys. That's some pretty hot Corey action.
Corey on Corey action.
Hell yeah, it's Corey hotline right there.
Gotta get out of here.
It's pretty ridiculous, though, as we find the segue to the last topic I wanted to talk about. It's pretty ridiculous that we, in the communist sense, have done all of this in the second half without Clayton Kershaw. Couple games, 2.5 games behind the best record in the National League, and all of a sudden you're plugging in one of the best to ever do it, one of the best to ever pick up a baseball, and he's just going to go, yeah, all right, I'm back. No, don't worry. We're good. He puts David Price back in the bullpen.
The more I think about it, I'm like, man, we had 3 starters for a very long time.
Very
long time. And
long time.
If you remember at the beginning of the year, more towards the beginning, right after we lost D-May, there was a point where we had 4, and we were like, we're screwed. Like, how are we going to throw a bullpen game every 5th day? And we were like, there's no way we're going to make it. Look at us now. Who would have thought?
Not me. Do you have that time? Do you think, this is my question, though, before we bounce.
Do I think that's your question?
Do we think Clayton Kershaw makes up the top 3 starters for the postseason, for a deep postseason run?
No.
It's Dave Roberts we're talking about.
I mean, yeah.
To you, it's no, and it should be.
Here's the thing. Before 2020, I would say yes. Something clicked in Dave last year where he said, I'm not going to give guys their moment anymore. I'm not going to do it. Like, we have to win a freaking World Series or I'm going to lose my damn job. And he said, Kenley, sit your ass down. Julio's got this. And I think that something has clicked in him where he's realized. However, I will say that Kershaw was out in the bullpen, and that's enough for me to be like, what was happening there? What were we doing here, guys? He wanted that. So badly that he wanted Clayton Kershaw to come in and close out that game. He wanted it so bad, and he just didn't do it. And I'm so thankful for that, by the way. So thankful.
It's because Julio was smart enough to be too good to take
Julio
out.
was like, dude, I'm just going to shove, and you're not going to have a choice, because if you take me out, I mean, we're going to talk about this for years and years and years. So I don't think that he's going to be in the top 3 conversation for the playoffs, because Julio, look, I mean, we've said it in the same way that we've said the Giants are going to fade. You and I have both said that Julio is going to fade. It's inevitable. Too many innings on his arm. He's never thrown this many innings at any level combined.
I don't remember saying any of these things.
he just hasn't. The dude has gotten better at some points in the year. I mean, you look at his past month and you're like, what is he doing different? I don't know what's different from years past. I don't know what he's doing better. Dave says he's attacking the zone more.
He is.
And that's good because Julio has the stuff to get guys out if he's in the zone. When he's not in the zone, when he throws too many pitches, he gets 5 innings out of him max, and then he's kind of useless after that. So it's different. I think he will be postseason shover this year.
Julio's been a hungry boy. Leads the league in wins. He stays in the game. He finds ways to keep his team in the game so they can find the ways to get a dub because Dave Roberts he went off a little bit about the how pitching wins don't mean anything anymore. Well, that's just what they've kind of made up because if you have a good pitcher, sure, so much of it relies on your team and the ability to hit. However, you get more wins by staying in the baseball game.
That's
and fair. Somebody who is more beneficial, is more better, as they say, for your team, somebody like a Julio, stays in the game longer. He gets more opportunities, not only for his team to win, but for him to earn some wins. And,
What team beats the Dodgers with Clayton Kershaw as their 4th playoff starter?
Man. Milwaukee's pretty damn good.
Milwaukee's scary, but they can be beat. They've proven that their offense is Swiss cheese, which is fitting because Wisconsin.
Dumbass. Who's that guy? Yelich is heating up, though. They finally got rid of Braun.
So
They have Vogelbach. He's he's still thick.
Oh, yeah.
They got that one catcher kid that can hit like a mofo.
Yep.
Locaine is still alive.
Locaine's still there.
Yeah.
They got the guys. They got the pieces.
Hader.
Josh Hader is not as good as he once was.
It's funny thinking back to almost this time a year ago when we talked to the the Brewers host dude or whatever, the Milwaukee host, and he's like, "Oh, these are terrible. This team is terrible. Thank God for the damn Packers.
Yeah,
this is all we care about up here now." And now here we are. They're like,
that was
no
before
chance.
The series started, by the way.
They're like, no chance for this team to be good, even slightly. And then all of a sudden now the Brewers they're legit. They're for real. They're probably missing some bodies, but they got what's his name? Wandy, or the shortstop guy, Willie Adames. He's been a difference maker there. I don't know. Don't sleep on the Brew Crew, but I would say that's the one team that it would definitely give the Dodgers fits on the road to the World Series.
They have the arms.
Somehow get past them. Somehow get to that World Series. It's gonna be a pretty ugly matchup between the Astros again, possibly.
Probably.
Oh, God.
Remember when the Yankees were good for a second? Remember that? Did you watch the Yankees-Mets game yesterday, by the way?
Yeah.
I like the unity on Saturday, followed by the chaos on Sunday, which is just so representative of New York as a whole, and I just love New York.
I was talking to Mrs. FRG about, because we were listening to the nightmare that is Matt Vasgersian and A-Rod, and, I bet you would be so hard-pressed. I bet you would search for months, and you could never find any positive tweets about that broadcast team for any fan base because they're just so bad. They're so under and unprepared. A-Rod is such a piece of shit.
Lucas.
With all due respect. Anyway, what are we talking about? What are your predictions for the Arizona series?
I'm going to say we sweep this series as well, guys. I'm just going big with it. I've been right on the past one series. I think that's it, right? That's the only one I've been right about.
That's all you gotta be right for.
One for one.
Just one.
Whatever. I was right about the Padres series too the last time. So yeah, 2 for 2 on Padres series. I don't know anything else.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but I'm feeling it. Even though I was the one who said the series has that potential to be, where something bad's gonna happen. I'm calling it a Dodger sweep. Let's just go with it because they have no choice.
That's not a good sign.
The time is now.
It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign.
Anytime you say we're gonna sweep it, they just never go.
I had a good pocket in the middle of the year. Yeah. I think.
Well, we got to go to the game.
That we do.
What time is it?
It's low power. Low power time.
Low power hour.
The one last question I had for you off the paper, the internet paper. What are your thoughts of 2 games of newly revamped Cody Bellinger?
His stance looks different. I mean, look, his approach does look different. He looks slightly more comfortable in the box, which is something. He made contact. That's another something.
A lot less room for head movement and dip.
Did you see? He took a 3-0 hack, man.
What the hell is that about?
My boy is bold.
There is no. Oh my God! Can you imagine if he popped out?
That is not a wishy-washy
If
move.
he popped out in that at bat,
oh, he would have been
my
booed
God,
so
dude.
hard.
He would have been crucified on the field. Like somebody would have come out and killed him. I'm pretty sure that would have happened if he popped out on a 3-0 count in the middle of like the worst slump of his career. It was so terrible.
He would have been booed to absolute hell.
Oh,
Tim,
man.
SD Dodger Tim in the stream. He is living, and he says a lot less head movement. That's
It's important for him. That's really important.
massively important for Cody because
Bat-
he just gets so under so many pitches.
The bat is more upright in his stance. It's a little more compact. It's not as long, which is you've noted for a very long time. His swing is just flat out too long. There's no other way, no ifs, ands, or buts
He
about it.
doesn't have the lead shoulder strength to get to a lot of pitches anymore right now. So change it up. Mess with it again in the offseason, but just get on base. Because clearly they're going to not go with you. You're going to play in the postseason. You're going to probably start most games because defense. Still like him better than Gavin Lux in the outfield, let's be real. All right, enough of that. Anyways, I guess that's about
Keep
it.
that energy.
Keep that energy. Guys, we're going to the game. If you see us, buy us a beer. But we're not coming to you. We don't leave our area. If you guys aren't going to be at the game, find us on the internet. We're at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, other spots.
That's true.
Find us on YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. You'll be glad you subscribed there. Doug will be glad you subscribed there. Because go there for Doug. Doug does so many good Doug things. He's a very good Doug.
Good puppy, Doug. Make sure you go check out Doug. Guys, I'm at Brook Me3. This guy over here is at RealFRG. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We're at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Go Dodgers. We got to go. I got to go get a Tommy bobblehead. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.